and welcome. Today we are going to take this time to cultivate and understand what it means to have a personal breath. A breath is something that you do every single moment of every single day. But for this yoga practice, the intention here is to create a mindful breath, observing how air moves in through your body as you breathe in, and how that same air moves out through your nose or mouth as you breathe out. So to begin, take any form of a seat, whether the legs are crossed, whether you have them out in front or to the sides, but planting your sit bones down on the mat. Maybe you sway side to side, just to create that corporeal contact between your sit bones, those bony parts of your rear, and the mat itself, the ground itself. All the while, observe your breath. How are you gathering air in through your nose as you breathe in? And then how are you releasing that same air, whether through the nose or mouth, as you exhale? Take 2 more breaths, mindfully, just observing what your breath wants to do. Good job. 1 more breath. And then starting to create a more observant and a deeper breath, you're going to take a hand to your abdomen and a hand to your heart. And then you're going to breathe in for 2 seconds, for 3, for 4, and then hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. We'll do that 2 more times. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Last time, at your pace, breathe in for 4 counts. This technique is called your square breath. Once you've breathed in for 4, hold for 4. Your square breath is a way of just noticing how your breath is moving through your body, mindfully, channeling it where you need it. Now breathe out for 4 breaths, 4 counts. And then hold your breath. Feel the empty lungs. That's waiting for you to once more breathe in. By now, creating a natural, a personal, organic style of breath, observe what your body is feeling. Any softness, any tension, any stiffness. As you find a mindful breath, perhaps that means more places in your body are becoming apparent to you. What's feeling good today? What's not feeling good today? That kind of thing. So as you've created this more mindful breath, maybe there's something in your mind, a thought, a word, an emotion, something you want to sit with for the next half hour or so. Whatever intention you want to set for your practice today, invite that into your heart space as you breathe in, and then give any of that back to the world as you breathe out, just sinking into your body a little bit more. Another breath in, and another breath out. 1 more time. As your intention is made known to yourself, We'll start off now by taking a little bit of spinal movement, inviting some cat-cow movement in your body. So as you're ready, finding your sit bone, planting yourself on your mat, breathe in, widening your shoulders, chest open to the space in front, and then breathe out, pressing into your sit bones, your chin guiding itself down to your tailbone. Inhale again. Shoulders are going to expand while your shoulder blades behind you say hello. And then exhale, shoulder blades part as your ribs give your spine a hug. One more breath in. Take your cow. And then exhale, find your cat pose just by tightening in the ribs, contracting in the abdomen. Nice work. From there, you're just going to breathe in, lengthening your spine, coming back to a neutral seat. And then as you exhale, shifting your sit bones back, legs will uncross. You're just opening them out to the sides, finding a Baddha Konasana, your bound angled butterfly pose as well. Take a moment here, again, shifting side to side, finding your sit bones pressed on the earth. Take 2 breaths here. Good work. Now from butterfly, you're going to take another breath in, lengthening your spine. Crown of the head reaches up to the sky. And then exhale, engaging from your ribs. Take a seated twist here. Your left hand reaches for your right leg. Right hand makes a kickstand behind your right hip. Breathe. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. And on each exhale, maybe you look a little further over your right shoulder, just deepening your twist a little bit more. Two breaths to go. Inhale. And exhale, look a little bit further or stay where you're at if you're comfortable here. Last breath in. And last breath out, side out through the mouth. Take another inhale. Notice where you've taken your twist today. And then as you exhale, undo your twist. Body comes back to center, hands where you'd like. Taking that down to your left side. Breathe in, pressing your sit bones onto the earth. Nice wide chest. And then exhale, engaging from your ribs. Right hand finds your left leg. Left hand makes a kickstand behind the left hip. Breathe. Three breaths to go. Inhale. And exhale, look a little further over that left shoulder. Next breath is for you. And then one more breath. Inhale, pressing into the sit bones, lengthening your spine again. Exhale, look a little further over that left shoulder. Breathe in, observe your twist, observe your breath. And then exhale, undo your twist, bringing the body back to center. Adding a little bit more here, just going to take a forward fold. Find your inhale, lungs fill with air. And then exhale, either hinging forward from your hips or find that hollow space in your ribs as your body folds itself forward. You're holding here for a minute or so just to let you get into the hip space a little bit more. So observe what you're feeling here. Any of those things that are coming up to the surface of your mind, any impressions or samskaras, notice them, acknowledge them, give gratitude to them even if they're things that serve you. And then over time, decide to come back to your breath, folding a little further forward if you feel comfortable here. You've got another 30 more seconds. Breathe. everything surrenders. Everything gives itself to your fold. Trust what your body wants to do. Last breath in. And last breath out, sigh it out. Next inhale. Great job, by the way. Hands start walking back to your center. Back up, right? And then exhale. You're gonna bring your hand, your right hand, under that right knee. Help that right leg then slide out just to the side. The idea is that you've got the sole of your left foot against the top of your right thigh, with your right sit bone pressing down a little more comfortably on the earth. If that right hip doesn't want to sit down, feel free to take a blanket. Set that blanket underneath your right hip, just to give yourself a little leverage. This posture is called your deer pose, and it's a good way to engage your internal hip rotation and your external hip rotation. So, I'm gonna take a minute here, all that explaining, just to get you right here, right with your breath. Eyes can be open or closed. What are you feeling in here? What are you feeling as your body is absorbing air through the nostrils, breathing in, guiding that air down to your lungs, feeling that air within you, and then guiding that same air back out through the nose or sighing it out through the mouth, giving it back to the world. That breath has served you. You've made room to breathe in again. And to breathe out again. Good job. Take one more minute here. Just being with your posture. If this right leg doesn't feel very comfortable here, you can slide it a little more on top of the left. Just softening your deer pose like so. This is a valid deer, just as much as that right thigh against the mat. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Wonderful work. As you find your next inhale, you're very gently going to place your left hand on your mat. Slide that right leg on top of the left. If you used a blanket, keep it in hand. And then exhale, shifting, rolling on your sit bones. Now it's your outside of the right leg pressed against the mat. Left leg slides down. Sole of the right foot against your left thigh. This is deer pose on your left side. Again, if you used a blanket on the right, feel free to have it handy for that left hip. Again, gives you a little cushion, can have a little extra leverage for your body. 2 minutes here. First minute, just observing your breath. And each inhale and exhale allows you to surrender a little bit more into your deer pose today. Each breath creates space internally for you to process whatever you're moving through today. Whether this is the start of your day or whether this is a winding down of your day. Both perspectives are equally valid. Halfway there, great job. How is your right hip feeling with that external rotation happening? And how is your left hip feeling with the left hip having that internal rotation? Collect that information, gather it all up into your body as you breathe. Almost there. Nice work. Last 2 breaths. Great job. Next, inhale. Right hand will plant itself on your mat just beside the right leg. And then shifting your body weight forward, you're going to slide that left leg on top, roll onto your sit bones, and then meeting back in butterfly Baddha Konasana. Breathe. Just rebounding your body here. How are you feeling? What are you feeling internally? One more breath. Nice. Now again, inhale. Hands come under the knees, closing the legs together. And then swinging the legs to your right side, you're going to send them behind and bring yourself to your tabletop posture, your Padmanasana. Now, planting your hands on the ground, make sure all 10 fingertips are spread nice and wide. You've got the wrists stacked underneath the elbows, which are stacked under your shoulders. And then you've got your knees stacking under your hips. One more breath here. And then moving into your next posture. If you have your blanket handy, you can use the blanket for your knees, just as a little cushion here. We are moving into a child's pose next, or your balasana if you know it from more dynamic settings. So, widen the knees on an inhale, opposite sides of your mat. And then exhale, send your hips back, meeting your feet as your chest peels down to the ground. Your arms are welcome to stay out in front of you like so. If you want something a little more active today, you can bend the elbows, pressing them on your mat as your hands meet above the crown of your head. Breathing all the while. You can even slide the forearms back in toward the body, make a pillow for your forehead. That can feel really nice too. And all the while you are breathing. All the while you are sinking a little deeper into your child's pose. Just letting yourself be. Think about whatever thought, intention, emotion. What was that idea you wanted to sit with for a little while? Make that known. And give gratitude to yourself for holding space for your breath. It's a very important mechanism that you can use on and off your mat just to help ground yourself into a situation, an experience, a circumstance. You will always have your breath. Nice work. You're at the halfway point. As your time draws to an end, maybe you wiggle the fingertips a little bit. Lift the head up as you tip it side to side softly. one more breath in here. Breathe through the nose, gather the air in your lungs. And one more exhale, take that big sigh through the mouth, letting go of any tension, any stiffness. Next, inhale, very gently. You're gonna walk the hands back in toward the body, peel your chest off the ground. And then once you're here, you're gonna sit again on your right hip. Shift the blanket to the side, legs swing through center, finding yourself back in a posture called staff pose. From here, you're just gonna make some space on your mat, and then lay down nice and easy. Take your time. Take that moment. Feel what your body is feeling at each point as you breathe. Throughout your practice today, your breath has been the catalyst for each movement. You inhale, you're still. You exhale, and you move. So what did that process of breathing have to tell you today? What felt good about it? What felt a little clunky? As it's okay if there are moments of clunkiness. It's just part of why it's called a practice. You're practicing that sense of understanding your body, what it wants to do in various moments, and how different stimuli might create different effects. So a nice short practice today. Give yourself this moment in your savasana, that restful shape. And again, feel yourself breathing in through your nose, gathering air in your lungs. Feel yourself exhale. The back surrenders a little more trustingly to the earth. Shoulders soften, arms soften, legs soften, even your feet. The ankles splayed out to the sides, no expectation of flexion in the feet by any means. So this is where you'll be for a few moments. Allow yourself that means to rest. Be with your thoughts, and then let the thoughts get cast aside. It's just you and your mat. It's just you and the breath that you've spent this practice getting to know a little better. Because it is your breath. It is your mechanism of expressing ideas, thoughts, hopes, anything that is a driving force in your life. So set free any tension, any doubts, any uncertainty you have, and enjoy this savasana for yourself. I'll call you back to the here and now shortly. The time has come to begin calling yourself back to your mat. But make it a gentle process for yourself, as your breath has been your guide through your practice today. Feel that breath as you breathe in. The lungs expand, the ribs open, the heart lifts, the collar rises just a little off your ground. And then as you exhale through the nose or mouth, the heart recedes, the ribs close, the lungs empty, and that air travels through the nose or mouth. With time, you may start to wiggle your fingertips and toes, getting a little spark of movement in those extreme points. The movements may then gradually increase to taking some circles at the wrists, circles at the ankles as well. You can even tip the neck side to side, ear to shoulder, back to center, ear to shoulder again, and then back to center with the neck. And finally, take any movements for yourself that honor and strengthen your tether back to the place we know, this planet we share. Maybe observe if you're feeling anything a little more in your hip space. The hips tend to be a point in the body where some emotions might be processed, compartmentalized. So even in this gentle practice, perhaps something came to light today. Hold space for those inclinations, those leanings. And know that if you want them to have a place, allow them to remain. But if not, you can breathe in through your nose, lengthen your spine on your mat, and as you exhale, tell yourself, my emotions have served me, so I set them free. You are welcome to end today's practice on your spine. You're also welcome to meet me in an easy seat, whatever form of a seat you feel comfortable with. Maybe it's that same shape as the starting seat of your practice today. The arms, the legs, the eyes, finding any kind of ceiling point that holds space for your journey, a gentle guide to your breath. After all, your breath is a mechanism, a force that channels your ideas, your thoughts, and your hopes into this big planet we share. So knowing and understanding how you breathe is just as integral to your yoga practice as finding the shapes and postures themselves. Your breath is what gives you the space to settle, and it's also what gives you the space to move. It has been my humble honor to have shared space with you all today. As you've shared space with me, may you come back to whatever thought, whatever intention you set for your practice, and let that intention guide you through your experiences in this world, this life you live. May you continue to give this planet your unbridled, brilliant, beautiful shine, just as that shine has been bolstered by your mats today. The luminosity in me cherishes, respects, and will always celebrate the luminous, blooming heart in you. Thank you for the gift of you. Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for making time for yourself, and may you enjoy the rest of this day and whatever it has to give you. Namaste.